Alright, finally back. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I'm sorry it's taken me so long. I'm almost actually done with this whole angle. I've only got a little bit further to go, and then I'll have my WrestleMania card ready. So, Sunday Night Heat, we kick it off with a #1 contenders match for the light heavyweight title. Essa Rios versus Lynn. We have Essa go over. Then we had our Halloween Havoc 2001 card on October 21. Cruiserweight title match. Billy Kidman versus Chavo Guerrero. So, anyway, we have Kidman go over pretty quickly for a shooting star press, blah, blah, blah. Go to the hardcore title match. Saturn has been dominating. He's run through everyone. But his next challenger, Big Vito. Saturn manages to go over. We do not have a brand switch interference thing again. So don't worry about that. Saturn just goes over clean. Cruiserweight Tag Team Title match. Young Dragons, Kaz Hayashi and Jimmy Yang defending their belts against En Tai. And En Tai have been just tearing it up. They've been going through people like crazy. Finally getting to show their real talents and everything. Taka's been... both Taka and Funki have been tearing it up in the singles scene. But they haven't yet won a title. They've had opportunities, but they just haven't managed to pull it off. And so they end up going over this time. So yay! Finally, they've won belts together. We go on our US title match. See, Vampiro versus the Wall. The Wall puts up one hell of a fight, but Vampiro goes over straight on. Then we go on to our match here. Shane Douglas, an Animal, go to the ring. The franchise grabs the mic, and he's been having this feud for a while now, I guess, with Dustin Rhodes. It's finally come to a head. Shane Douglas has picked Animal as his partner, and he's revealed that pretty quickly. They've been doing their thing. So Shane Douglas comes to the ring and says, "What are you going to do, Dustin? I've got the one half of the best tag team that has ever been. I'm a tag team specialist myself. I'm the franchise Shane Douglas. What you going to bring in? Your old man who's been sitting there collecting dust since WCW's been back here. Hasn't done anything since Greed, blah, blah, blah." Dustin then ends up coming out and says, "Hey, as great as it would be to team with my dad one more time, I thought I'd go a different way." Points back to the entranceway. Sting's music hits. And obviously the crowd would go nuts for that. So we've managed to buy Sting back. He comes to the ring. They go in. They tear it up. Sting does his thing. Gets Animal in the Scorpion Deathlock. Turns him over. 1, 2, 3 seconds, and he taps out. Well, Lance Storm and Just Incredible, my tag team champions for WCW, who have been tearing it up as the Impact players. They're taking on a team that only teamed very briefly, Konnan and Hugh Morris. They've, again, another team that's probably just been thrown together. But they've had a few wins. They've managed to get the #1 contendership, but again, they come short. The Impact players are just dominating it at this time. Then we go to our one half of our double main event here. Steel cage match. The Rock versus DDP. Now, The Rock and DDP have been tearing up rock bottom, diamond cutter, blah, blah, back and forth in a steel cage match. No interference, by the way, because it's a proper steel cage match. So, but throughout the night, I would have shots of in the crowd and everything, and you don't quite see it, but it ends up that it's a giveaway is that Vince McMahon's there, and but you don't know until right near the end of this match. You just go, oh crap, Vince McMahon's there. He runs through the crowd, jumps the rail, smacks the steel door into the head of DDP, who's just about to get out of the and climb. But the Rock climbs over the rail at the top of the cage, straight down. So the Rock doesn't know that the interference has happened, but you have Vince McMahon run around. I know, but he eventually does get caught because he's an old man. So it would be and Eric Bischoff and that eject him from the arena, and so we come to our Four Corners match now. As everyone knows that has been listening or has listened to the last one, I thought I had a #1 contender. But it turns out that I didn't. There was bitching, moaning, and complaining, and we had numerous other #1 contender matches, but we couldn't get a clear-cut #1 contender. So finally, it was decided that there would be a fatal four-way because each of these people had the skill to be the #1 contender. Booker T versus Scott Steiner versus Raven versus Jarrett. Anyway, back and forth, crazy match. Anyway, we have a new champion in Scott Steiner. I think, Scott Steiner wins the match. Honestly, I'm having trouble with this. Alright, we go to Raw. The Rock comes out, he celebrates his win over DDP, claiming to be the undisputed People's Champion. Calls DDP an imposter and blah, blah, blah. But unfortunately, DDP can't get his revenge because he's decided, you know what, I'll come back to the I'll reveal that later on, but yeah, so he celebrates European title, Rhyno versus Tajiri versus Crash Holly. Crash wins by pinning Tajiri, so we got a new European champion. Because I think it was around about this time too that Rhyno got his neck injury, so we have to ride him out. So obviously I would find a way without burying Rhyno because I'd want to do some stuff with him when he comes back. WWF Tag Team Title match. TNA are back together without Trish, but you know what? They're back in action. T&A win. Because I always thought they were a pretty good tag team. They were two big guys, I thought they were good. I know they weren't that great, but I'm reckoning by now you would have a pretty interesting thing going with them. Intercontinental title match, street fight, Christian versus Edge, but Christian gets the win. What the heck's going on here? He wins after interference by Big Bull Buchanan, who, guess what, is now the bodyguard for Christian. Then we go on to our light heavyweight title match, a quick short match, or not like short for a TV match. Scotty Too Hotty versus Essa Rios. Scotty goes over. And then we go on our main event. Chris Jericho and the Big Show versus Kurt Angle and The Rock. It really doesn't matter. Let's have The Rock win. The Rock pins Jericho. It's a TV match. Wouldn't really matter that much who went over in that match. But I don't want to have The Rock on a roll, you know. Cruiserweight Tag Team Title match. En Tai, Taka Michnoku, and Funki versus Shane Helms and Sharon Moore. But you know what? It's their first match. En Tai Win. Sorry, I'm just putting these in for you guys when some of these results aren't in. Put them in. Saturn versus Bam Bam Bigelow. I'd have interference here because it's a hardcore title match, and I'd have Raven and Steven Richards helping him out, you know, because Bam Bam's a big guy, and even though I reckon Saturn was majorly underutilized, but against Bam Bam, he'd have some problems without some help. WCW Tag Team Title match, another one. After you know what happened with with that thing with Bam Bam, I'd have Bischoff come out, order Raven and Richards into a tag team. Say, hey, great guys, you're gonna have a chance against the tag team champions. But obviously they've been beat up after the match by Bam Bam. I'd cut to a commercial after the match with Saturn, and I'd show that Bam Bam just destroyed them during the commercial break, and then even more so, Raven and Richards are going to take on the Impact players, but the Impact players win. So because this is heading towards the time when this guy was released, it's because I can't change that. Kidman takes on Elix Skipper to the Cruiserweight title, but obviously by now I know that Elix, in an ideal world, I know that Elix and that didn't have much longer to go. There would be certain signs, you know, so I'd just, you know, end that, give him a title shot and send him on his way. Kidman wins. US title match, Vampiro versus Mike Awesome. Now, here's the beginnings of an angle here. Awesome loses. You know, I'd have Vampiro low blow him, do some dirty tactics or something. And have Dusty and that go, ooh, that was not good for Mike Awesome, if you will. Awesome loses, but after the match, I'd have him just beat the heck out of, because it would be just a simple quick roll up, and I'd have him beat the hell out of Vampiro, smack him around, and then awesome bomb right through a table, maybe even the announce table. We go right to our main event now. Another thing I'd be doing all night, building up to this match, Sting and Jeff Jarrett. I'll be showing clips of Sting doing his thing, you know, or some of his title wins, or all these great moments, the best, some classic Sting moments all throughout the night. And I'd have Jeff Jarrett getting hot about it, you know, cutting back, showing backstage shit of him just being like, oh, that's Sting, I can't believe he's getting all this star treatment, you know. Here I am, the chosen one, the man with all the stroke, and I'm getting hammered. Okay. But you know what? Jeff Jarrett would get his revenge. He'd use dirty tactics. And even use a distraction from his good buddy, Scott Steiner, and do his thing with the guitar, hit the guitar over Sting's head, just because it's the way it would be done. And I know it's the criticism for that, but at the end of the day, that's the way things go. Okay, this wasn't a terribly long one. But Jarrett gets the win there. Thank you for listening. I'll try and get this up as soon as possible. I just don't feel like editing it together right now. But still, stay tuned. Hopefully, it won't be such a long wait before the next one.